Okay, so variables and statements. The previous lecture we have discussed completely about the different types of data and the corresponding types supported by Python, right? And in this today's lecture, we will discuss some more important stuffs, which are variables and statements. So variable is just an identifier that refers to a value. The previous lecture covered everything about how to define a value, right? But how you store a value. So we definitely need some storage medium. Okay, we'll call it as a variable, right? Some storage boxes. So variable is just like a storage boxes, right? So those storage boxes are referred by a name, right? That's why we call it as an identifier. So variable are just identifiers. So whenever you create a variable, automatically a memory space is reserved. And based on the type of variable, the interpreter will automatically allocate the sufficient memory. Okay. So the value and variable. So these two entities are connected by assignment statement or assignment operator. Of course, you need to store the value to a variable. So this equal to operator is used to store the value to the variable. Okay. For instance, take the variable message. The hello world, the value is assigned to the variable message by using equal to operator. The second statement mark, it takes the value 75. The third statement pi, it takes a floating point value, which is 3.14. So always the assignment should be from right to left. Don't write it in the other way. Mathematically, that will be correct. Programmatically, that will be wrong. Okay. There are a few rules we often need to follow while naming a identifier for a variable. Okay, identifier is used to is identifier is actually a name for a variable. Variable is what stores the value. Identifier is used to identify a variable or identify a function. Okay, this identifier is a common notion. Got it? While naming the variable, you have to make sure that there is no numbers, okay, at the beginning of the variable. Okay, no special characters apart from underscore. You should not use any special character. No, including space. Space is also a special character. You should not use space. Okay, cannot use uppercase alphabets and lowercase alphabets, but uppercase alphabet is different from lowercase alphabet. So understand, okay, while naming a variable. So you can use numbers, but it should be in between the variable name, okay, not at the front. So my class, var underscore one, all these are valid names for a variable, okay? But one variable, this is invalid because it should not start with a number, right? And this Python is case sensitive, so uppercase and lowercase are different. Even though the two variable gives the same understanding, if the characters are different, those two things will be different variable. Okay, so mark, uppercase M mark, and capitalized mark, all these are different variables. Okay, and special symbols, as already told you, we should not use it in our name variable apart from underscores. Okay, if you want to separate the words in a variable, you can use this underscore, okay, instead of space. And finally, you cannot use keywords. So keywords are some special words. You cannot use keywords as a variable name. Okay. The next is keywords one. So keywords are reserved words. So each and every keyword, they have their own purpose. Okay. You cannot use these keywords to name any variable or functions. They have their own syntaxes, and they used in the right place, they will convey a different meaning. Okay. And keywords are also case sensitive. There are approximately 33 keywords in Python 3.7 version. Apart from this true, false, and none, every keywords in Python are lowercase. Okay, so true, false, and none. These are all sentence cased. Okay, first letter is uppercase. So these are the keywords and, global, else, while, assert, for, class, yield. So these are all the keywords. They have special meaning, right? So whenever you use these keywords, they indicate some special kind of instruction. Next is expressions and statements. So expression is a combination of value, variables, and operators. A value by itself is considered as an expression. Yes or no? So 7 plus 0 is 7 only, right? Okay. So expression is a combination of values, variables, operators. Okay. Or in other words, expression is a combination of operators and operands. Like this also you can describe about the expression. Okay. So 17, x plus 17, all these are expressions. On the other hand, statements. Statements are nothing but just instructions. Okay. Printing something. Okay. Calling a function. Assigning a value to a variable. That's also a statement. So print, we have seen, right, so many places. An assignment also we have seen in so many places, right? So these are all a very basic kind of statement that we encounter. So one major difference between an expression and statement, you have to remember, expression always returns a value. Okay, whenever you form an expression, the expression always returns something, right? But the statement, it doesn't need to return anything. Num1 equal to 5. Is it an expression or a statement? Yeah, both. We can say both as an expression and a statement. Okay, called as an assignment statement. Okay, also we can call it expression because it is a combination of variable, value, and operator, right? So what are the two basic statements we have seen? The early lectures, two kinds of statements you have seen, right? Exactly, simple statement and compound statement. So these two statements we have seen. What happened, Madan? Who's that? What's wrong, my boy? Anything? Okay. So we use this line continuation character in Python whenever we have a very large expression. If you want to continue on the subsequent lines, we can use the line continuation character. So this is backward slash. Use backward slash, we can see that we are just telling the interpreter that we are continuing the expression to the next line. Okay. So, but the collections, if you define a list, so you can't do it. Okay, sometimes. Yeah, I can use backward slash. That is for escape sequence. If you want to use slashes and all within a double quotes, we will use escape sequence. Double slash, double. If you want to use forward slash, we will use escape sequence. That is different. Escape sequence is different. This is just line continuation characters. Sorry, this collections like dictionary, tuple, or list, they don't need to use line continuation character. You can define it in multiple lines also. Okay. By default, it allows multi-line definition. So item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. So like this, we can define in a list, tuple, or dictionary. We don't need to use line continuation character. This nature is by default programmed in these collections. Okay. Next is comment. So comment are non-executable statements. So comments are all just instruction to the developer. So what is happening in this line? What is happening in 11th line? So why we use this? Why we use that? If developer needs to understand that sort of information in the programmer, if you want to give that information to the programmer, you can use comment. Also, you can use comments to describe who has developed this program, what is the version of the program, how many revisions was made in this program. So all the informations. For information sake alone, we provide the comment. Okay. So always you use comment with this hash symbol, right? Hash followed by the instructions. Okay, sorry, the informations. Okay. So here we have provided two comments. So the first comment describes what is happening in this print statement, and the second comment is describing what is happening. Okay. So these are all self-explanatory, but sometimes the logic you write inside a function that might be too complicated for a developer to understand. He might need some time to work and see what is happening. In that situation, this comment will help the programmer to understand what is happening in the program's logic. Okay. So like this, using comment is useless. Okay, just to show you, I've used it, but you guys used it in the right place. Okay. Next is tuple assignment. So using the tuple assignment is a concept or a way to assign multiple values to multiple variables at a single stretch. Okay, if you want to assign one and value 1 and 2 to a variable num1 and num2 in a single stretch, we can do it. So this we call it as tuple assignment. Okay, so automatically 1 will be assigned to num1 and 2 will be assigned to num2. So num1 comma num2 is equal to 1 comma 2. Got it? So this we call it as a tuple assignment. So tuple assignment allows assignment of more than one value. Okay. Sorry. Parallel. No, we can use parentheses or we can avoid parentheses also. Either way it works. Even if you avoid parentheses, it works. Include parentheses also, it works. Both the way it's correct. Both the way that is allowed. Okay. So if you use tuple assignment, then we don't need to use temporary variable to swap two values. Swapping two values is very easy. This looks a little clumsy, right? Using 3 lines to swap two values. So by using the tuple assignment, it becomes very simple. Num1 comma num2 is equal to num2 comma num. That's all. Automatically num2 value will be assigned to num1 and num1 value will be assigned to num2. Okay. So one important thing that we have to understand in tuple assignment. So left side and right side. So left side, the number of variable should match with the right side values. Okay. So otherwise, issue will rise. Okay. Like here, num1 comma num2 is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So whenever the interpreter sees this particular statement, it will get confused because inside the tuple we have 3 values. How this 3 value could be assigned to 2 variables? So it will create automatically an issue. Okay. So extracting the value and assigning it to a variable, that's called unpacking. Got it? We'll call this unpacking. So it will raise an unpacking issue. Got it? So always ensure that LHS and RHS have the matching pairs. That's all with this variables and statements. Any clarification here? Variables and statements? Any questions? Yeah, you might have some questions. We'll see. Now, who's ready to volunteer? Not the ones who said earlier. We want some new volunteers. Variable is a dash that refers to a dash. Yes. Now, your name? Dinesh. Yes, Dinesh. Good, good. Variable is an identifier that refer to a value. Good, nice one. Good. Another clap for Dinesh. Second question. Who's ready with the second question? Come on, it's just simple thing, right? Why can't you raise them? எந்திரிக்கிறதுக்கு பயமா? பயப்படக்கூடாது. யார் என்ன சொல்ல போறா? Don't fear, okay? If you find your friend, ask him to raise, okay? Kavin already told, right? Someone new. Okay. Sorry? Kapilan. Kapilan, why can't you, Kapilan, try the next question? If you guys raise up, then it will automatically saves a lot of time. True or false? Keywords can be used as identifier. True or false? What's the answer? Here. You're saying the clue or answer false? So keywords can't be used as identifiers. Why? They already have a special meaning, right? It already has some meaning. If you use it, the meaning will get lost, right? Okay, we'll pass here due to time constraint. Okay. Thank you, Ben. Sit down.